I don't hold anything back. I'm going to, if someone asks me to mentor them and we agree to kind of enter that relationship, I'm gonna give them everything I have. You
Mhm.
know, if you surpass me, great. If you stay around, great. But I want you to be the best person that you can be. And
Abs
there's no reason for you to bump your head against the wall. And I could easily say, do it this way, or this is the way I did it. Not necessarily saying you have to do it the same way, but at least take that lesson and internalize it and figure it out.
I look at people like you, Darren, and what you're doing, and even the previous questions you answered, is for people to see what happens when you are the opposite of that. You
Mm.
know, um,
That's one of the philosophies I learned a long time ago. So other than my dad and then my grandfather, I don't have like a consistent mentor. I've learned from everybody I've interacted with. But the thing I've done is because I've run across a lot of these issues that you're talking about and seen it from a variety of different perspectives from the owner side, from this side, just from being uh just just being a citizen of the world,
Mhm.
is I don't hold anything back. If someone asks me to mentor them and we agree to kind of enter that relationship, I'm gonna give them everything I have. You
Mhm.
know, if if you surpass me, great. If you stay around, great. But I want you to be the best person that you can be. And
Abs-
there's no reason for you to bump your head against the wall. And I could easily say, do it this way, or this is the way I did it. Not necessarily saying you have to do it the same way, but at least take that lesson and internalize it and figure it out. So the way I do it is I learn from everything, I internalize the things I like, and I discard the things that don't work.
Absolutely, absolutely. I had this talk with one of the guests, Herman Bowles. He was talking about pet or threat, right? Pet meaning that you bring someone, you mentor them, you sponsor them, but then all of a sudden the person you've been mentoring or sponsor becomes a threat because they are going to, they're about to surpass you possibly,
Right.
right? They're
Right.
getting something right. And we talked about how to truly be a mentor, an effective mentor or sponsor, you have to be very, very open and very caring about the fact that you're doing a great job if the person does surpass you. That means that you ought to be honored that you were part of that journey,
Right.
right? So you're secure with where you are, you're secure with who you are, right? And that goes with, like you said, not wanting to be the only person in the room, not wanting, understanding there's enough room for everyone. So in all that we're saying, it's having a healthy outlook on how to handle that journey and that process of helping others and pulling up others as you climb, right? So
Yeah. The intent is that I need them to get beyond me. I may not
yes,
see I may not see the things that they see. And so I'm just gonna give them a lesson so that they can navigate. And
ab-
I'll be happy in their success. What's for me is for me.
that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Let me ask you this. I mean, Darren, you've been at it for a while, and I love to hear everyone's answers of how they manage rooms that don't look like them.
Mm.
Um, Share some key communication strategies and maybe some other strategies that have helped you create a win-win for all.
So when I was at University of Kansas, I was in some rooms. Obviously, it's a predominantly white institution, but I was in some rooms that I needed to learn how to speak. And as a young person, one of the things I'm very observant, so I tend to see and recognize that people receive information differently. And not everybody in the room receives information the same way. So, what I've learned to do is communicate effectively with the individual and not the room. I read the room, but I communicate with the individual. And in communicating with the individual, um, and there may be multiple touch points. Data is the same, but I deliver it slightly differently depending on who's specifically receiving it, and that's served me really well throughout my career. I
Absolutely.
continue to refine it, but that served me really well in communicating. And then recognizing that it's not just the way they like to receive information, is recognizing what their touch points are and what their sensitivity points are,
Mm.
and trying
So
to solve for that, or at least address those issues to where you can walk out and say, okay, these are things that we still need to work on, but let's work on it from the perspective of what you need to feel comfortable moving.
I think your answer has been very unique compared to even my other guests because you said you focus on the individual.